Hi, I'm Sue.
And I'm Mel, and this is Manifesting with Mel and Sue. Welcome to our next video. We are going to be talking about...
We are going to be talking about what is possible and what is impossible for you to manifest. So, Mel, I'll let you take the lead on this because I think you can guess what I believe is possible and impossible.
Probably the same thing as I do. Nothing is impossible with manifesting or conscious creating.
Literally nothing?
Literally nothing.
Really? Like, can I change the physical world around me?
You can.
Huh. How do I do that?
Just change your thoughts.
Okay, that makes it sound so easy.
Right? Well, it really is that easy if you think about it.
Yeah. So when we talk about possible and impossible, you might think, okay, here's where we're going to get a little crazy because I'm just going to say what I believe, and I can only manifest what I believe, and you can only manifest what you believe. I believe because I have the entire full power of God within me. I can literally manifest anything. Mm-hmm. Nothing is impossible. I can change time, can change the weather, also can change people, changed vehicles. I have shifted realities, and I've had proof of shifting realities. I literally believe, because I believe it so strongly, that anything can be changed. Because if you believe that you can, then you can.
Exactly.
Like, that's it. Period. Nothing is out of the realm of possibility. Exactly. And since I believe that I'm God, I can literally change anything. Have I been able to change everything?
Not always.
I'm working on it. I am working on it. But I have changed quite significant things. Mm-hmm. And so I just want to say that I truly believe that nothing is impossible. Do you have any further thoughts on that?
Definitely, I agree with you on that because I have done all of those things. I have changed significant things. I've changed my relationship with people from being absolute animosity to best friends. I've changed situations, I've revised, I've done it all, and just like you have. And it's amazing. The whole concept is so simple, and I really believe that sometimes we just overthink it, and then we
The thing is, once you're aware of something, once you're conscious of something in your reality, that is going to be true for you if you persist in it and until you decide that that's not the case. Mm-hmm. So the issue with people who have trouble manifesting big things is not that they don't believe it, which can be the case, but that may not be the case. It may just be that they're not seeing it yet, and so they think that nothing's happened, and so they're creating more of, oh, nothing's happened. So again, it's so simple that it comes down to your thoughts. So if you're thinking one way and then you think against it, you're shifting. Mm-hmm. So I like to say that reality is very fluid. We perceive it to be very solid, and very constant. Albert Einstein says that reality is merely a dream, albeit a very persistent one.
Yes.
And I love that quote because I feel like that's so accurate in describing how our reality is. Like, when you dream, for example, a lot of times it doesn't make any sense, right? And what's happening in your dream can be changed. If you've ever become aware in your dream, called lucid dreaming, I've done this. I realized I was dreaming, and then I altered something in the dream. Mm-hmm. Well, you can do that in real life, too.
Oh, for sure.
It's just a matter of becoming lucid, becoming aware, yes, becoming conscious, making the decision, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So when we talk about possibility, you're really only limited by your thoughts and your beliefs. So one of the things that I feel like can be the most limiting is our subconscious beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
Subconscious means it's underneath your consciousness.
Yes.
So it's like your program that's running in the background
Mm-hmm.
of what you're consciously aware of on a daily basis. And when we say consciousness, I mean the thoughts that are running through your head while you're awake. So subconscious are not necessarily running thoughts. It's a program that's running automatically, kind of like your central nervous system is responsible for you breathing and blinking. Like you're doing it, but you're not thinking about it. So your subconscious beliefs are operating in the background, and those beliefs are created by all the assumptions that you've had or all the things that you've been taught throughout your life. And those programs are going to keep running until you change them.
Exactly. I think a great example of that is our parents or family members or close friends will tell us something, and because it was this person, somebody that we trust, it's hard fact for us. I know I've done that.
Especially if it's learned at a young age.
Exactly.
Maybe not now.
Exactly. Well, I've even been guilty of doing that, and more recently in the last couple of years, having somebody tell me something, and like, for example, you say if somebody tells you like your parent is naturally fearful and of strangers, or people are unsafe. If you go here, it's unsafe.
Yeah.
And so they tell you that, and you're like, oh yeah, well, so and so said that must be unsafe.
Right.
And so you just took on this belief, and it's a subconscious belief, and now you have to retrain your brain to not think that, now that you're aware of.
Right. If it's a belief that you think needs correction,
Mm-hmm.
How do we change that? I have a great story. So one of my favorite manifestation gurus, I guess you would call him, would be Dr. Joseph Murphy. He wrote a book called The Power of the Subconscious Mind. And I would encourage anybody to check it out. It is incredibly long, but it's well worth a read. He talked about how to reprogram the subconscious mind. And the easiest answer I can tell you is through repetition.
Mm-hmm.
So I developed a very severe driving phobia while I was married in 2009, 2010, 2011-ish, around that time. This very severe driving phobia, I was fine driving my entire life until one day I'm driving into a city, going to a movie theater, driving on the highway over this big bridge, and I have a full-blown panic attack. And I'm afraid for my life because I feel like I'm going to lose control of the car that I'm driving. My heart is pounding. I get all sweaty. I'm afraid I'm going to die. And I've driven over this bridge 100 times before. I manage to get across. I go to the movies, have a great time at the movies, have a glass of wine to relax, and then I take another route home, driving through Dover, over another bridge, and have another panic attack. So I pull off the highway, I call my husband, and I have him come get me because I'm too afraid to drive at that point. So these two panic attacks basically became a full-blown phobia where I wasn't able to drive at all on the highway or drive over any big bridges or just drive in unfamiliar areas because I was afraid I might end up on a highway or on a big bridge. So for 10 years of my life, I couldn't do that. I couldn't drive into Portsmouth from my hometown because you can't get into Portsmouth without driving over a bridge.
Exactly.
But I read The Power of the Subconscious Mind, and Dr. Joseph Murphy talked about the power of repetition. And I thought, well, if I can reprogram my mind, then I can change this phobia that I have. And so I started telling myself, I love driving on the highway. I love driving over big bridges. I love driving in unfamiliar areas. I am so safe in my car. I am divinely protected. I am comfortable in all driving situations. I had a bunch of affirmations and I repeated these, and I also made a subliminal, which we'll talk about in another episode. But long story short, I persisted and I overcame my phobia, and now I literally drive on the highway, drive over bridges every day of my life because driving is my job. So even things that you think that you just can't get over, things that terrify you to your core, that cause you to have anxiety and panic, anything can be overcome. Anything.
That's so funny that you say that, because I had a fear of driving my entire adult life. And mine was actually passed on to me from my mother because she had it. And so she created that fear within me, and without even realizing that she was doing it. She was just trying to protect me and keep me and my brother safe.
Sure.
But because of that, it was very deeply rooted into my subconscious, and I could not drive on highways. I couldn't drive a lot of places, and it was very limiting not being able to go. I'd either have to have my husband drive me, or I just wasn't going to do it.
Yeah.
And then I got to a point where I'm like, this is so stupid. I'm an adult. I need to be able to do this. And so I did. I reprogrammed my thoughts and my beliefs, and now I drive all over the place. I drive on highways. I drive different states.
You basically,
bridges.
What you did was you basically assumed the identity of someone who is an adult and can drive. Mm-hmm. Like, I think for you it was like a reality shift or a shift in consciousness, which is awesome. And I actually remember, because I had confided in you, and I do remember a time when I had to drive over the bridge, and you're like, I'll talk you through it, I've been there.
I remember that.
Yeah.
We've done that many times with each other. Like, bridges were horrifying for me. And so, I can remember us doing that for each other numerous times.
Yeah. So I think that wraps up this this topic. We wanted to talk about what's possible, what's impossible, and really just get to the point that you're only limited by your beliefs, and your beliefs can be changed.
And tell us in the comments, what do you believe? Do you believe that anything is possible? Do you believe that not everything is possible? Share that in the comments and let us know.
Yeah. Like, share, and subscribe, please.
And go out and manifest that dream life.